Hi, welcome to my video on the circumference of a sphere. The circumference of a sphere. We know that a sphere is a round ball, and these are circles that I've made around, and the dotted lines indicates the back, and this is the back of the other circle. And the shape of the Earth is a sphere. R, F, TV is the equator of the Earth. So R, F, T, V going through this circle going around the Earth is the equator. An imaginary circle that separates the north and southern hemisphere is the equator. So this imaginary circle separates the northern hemisphere, which is the top of the Earth, and the bottom of the Earth is down here. That's the southern. And that's the northern. Remember, that's the North Pole, and that's the South Pole. HBEA, that's HBEA, this circle here that's going around the Earth, is an imaginary circle passing through the North and the South Poles, separates the Earth into the Western and the Eastern Hemisphere. So the Eastern Hemisphere is to the right of this circle, and the Western Hemisphere is to the left of this circle. So the North Pole, South Pole, East and West, if you look at the Earth. There are an infinite number of these circles on the surface of the Earth or the sphere. So if you leave and go completely around the circle, around the Earth in this circle, then you have what we call the circumference of the Earth. The Earth's radius is 6,371 kilometers. But what I do, I round it off to roughly 6,400 kilometers is the radius of the Earth. Knowing that the radius of the Earth is 6,400 approximately, well, I'm going to calculate the circumference of the Earth. That is one complete revolution around the Earth. And I'm also going to calculate the surface area of the Earth, since the Earth is a sphere. The circumference of the Earth is going around the Earth is like going around a circle. So therefore the circumference is 2 pi r. And 2 times 3.14 times the radius of 6,400 kilometers. And when you use your calculator, 2 times 3.14 times 6,400, you get 4,192 kilometers. Is one complete rotation around the Earth, once around. And if you want to round that off to the nearest hundred, so that's 4,0200 kilometers to round it to the nearest 100 kilometers. The surface area of the Earth is, let's find it in square kilometers. The surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. So that's 4 times 3.14 times 6,400 squared. And when you work that in your calculator, you get 514457600. A really large number. Like that's 514,456,600. And this is a large number, so we can put it in scientific notation. That's 5.1 to the nearest times 10 to the 8th. So the decimal is on the right here. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 10 to the 8th. That's in scientific notation. Let's continue. Practice. Let's work out the circumference of a sphere when the radius is 10. Practice means pause the video, work out the answer, and play it back to see if you're right. The circumference of a sphere is the same as the circumference of a circle. So C equals 2 pi r. 2 times 3.14 times the radius of the sphere is 10. And when you multiply that, you get 62.8, and the unit is centimeters. Circumference is in length, so it's only one, just centimeter, not square or not cube. Let's continue. Practice. Practice means pause the video and play it, get your answer and play it back to see if you're right. If 14.9 inches is the circumference of a sphere, find the surface area to the nearest tenth. That means the surface area is to the nearest tenth, but it's the square in terms of a square inch in tenths. So if the circumference, it says the circumference is 14.9 inches, we know that C is equal to 2 pi r for circumference of a circle, circumference of a square. So 14.9 equals 2 times 3.14 r. 14.9, 2 times 3.14 is 6.28. And we divide both sides by 6.28. They cancel out to give me 1 r. And when we divide, we get 2, 3, 7, 2, 6. If you want to leave it like that, you can. And we'll round it at the end. And the surface area of a sphere is SA equals 4 pi r squared. 4 times the area of a circle. So it's 4 times 3.14. And the radius of this sphere is 2.3726 squared. And again, using the calculator, this all works out to be 70.703 and more. But I just wrote down to 3 of these. And rounded to the nearest tenth of a square, you get 70.7. And it's square inches, or you could go inches squared, your choice. 70.7 approximately. Let's continue. How many kilometers are there in 1 mile? Well, 1 mile is equivalent to 1.6 kilometers. Remember now, all these questions, you can pause your video and do your own answer before I do it. Now, if that be the case, if 1 mile is 1.6 kilometers, what is the radius of the Earth? The radius of the Earth is approximately how many miles? Well, if 1 mile is 1.6 kilometers, and we know that the radius of the Earth is 6,400 kilometers, let's convert 6,400 kilometers to miles and we get the answer. Well, we can do it by proportion. If 1 mile is equivalent to 1.6 kilometers, then how many miles is going to be for 6,400 kilometers? So I'm using proportion. And if I reverse that and put the x on the right side and switch it around, x over 6,000, so that's the number of miles that's going to be equivalent to 6,400 is 1 to 1.6. Cross multiply, 1.6x equals 1 times 6,400. 1.6x is 6,400. Divide by 1.6 on both sides, and we get x is equal to, and it comes out to be a really good number, and it's called 4,000 miles. 6,400 divided by 1.6 is 4,000. So the radius of the Earth in miles could be 4,000, or the radius of the Earth in kilometers is 6,400. That's why I did approximation. So we have better numbers, a little bit better numbers to work. And again, we're only dealing with approximations. If that be the case, we found out the circumference of the Earth in the previous page in terms of kilometers. Now let's find the circumference of the Earth in terms of a mile. So circumference is 2 pi r. Circumference is 2 times 3.14. And the radius of the Earth is 4,000 miles. And when you multiply that out with a calculator, you get 5,120. Or you can round it off. That's to the nearest mile, so 5,120 miles is the circumference of the Earth. And if you round it off to the nearest 100, as I did before, you get 5,000 or 25,100 miles to the nearest 100, either or. In that, number 6, how fast is the Earth rotating in miles per hour to the nearest unit, to the nearest mile, known decimals? Well, let's see. The distance around the Earth, if you take either one of these, if you take the distance around the Earth, the circumference of the Earth, circumference is the distance around, to be 5,120. And in the Earth rotates, it takes 1 day for the Earth to make one rotation. And 1 day is 24 hours. So if the Earth is traveling or going 25,120 miles in 1 day, and it takes 24 hours to go around, well, the distance equals rate times time. So distance divided by time gives us the rate. So if we take the rate and we take the distance, which is 25,120, divided by time, which is 24, and that'll give us 1,046.666, keeps repeating. So that's approximately 1,047 miles per hour is the speed that the Earth, that we are traveling when the Earth is spinning around. Again, the distance is 25,120 divided by 24 hours, one rotation, complete rotation. And we could also work this out in terms of kilometers, how fast is traveling in kilometers per hour. Number 7, find the surface area of the Earth in square miles. The surface area of the Earth. The surface area is 4 pi r squared, 4 times the area of a circle. And 4 times 3.14. And the radius of the Earth in miles is 4,000. And we got to square it. And if you put that in your calculator and work that out, you get 200,960,000. So that looks like 200,960,000 square miles squared. And as a scientific notation, we go 2 and decimals right there times 10. Let's see. Start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's the scientific notation for it. So if you're around, because a lot of people don't like writing all these zeros. Just a little bit of extra on the circumference of the Earth, the circumference of a sphere. That brings us to the end of this video. And if you like it, click on the like button. Click on the subscribe button and the notification bell if you are a subscriber. And if you're a subscriber, write a comment. And visit my math website, mathfullyexplained.com, and find information on me, find information on the videos, the teaching style I'm going to use to help you learn your math. And the section on content has the topics that I have on my YouTube channel. The black font is what's there already, and the red font is what I'll have there in the future. Thank you very much for viewing my video. Bye-bye.